Oh, well, my name's Fox, man, so it ain't nothing but Fox, and this is a review of Hilda, the Mountain King, which it won. I think this is the end of the Hilda series, which one extremely sucks because I like this show a lot. Like, I don't know, maybe there's a shit. I don't know. I still gotta watch Arcane as well as some of the other shows on Netflix. But Netflix really hits these shows out of the park. Especially because Hilda was a show where I was just like, I don't know about it. And then I started watching it, and I'm like, I really like this show. like I've said it in my other reviews of the last two seasons. This show reminds me of summertime, or like summer vacation kind of thing. Like it makes me happy, but also like the colors are so nice and warm, and also I'm not gonna lie, like I would love to live in this world, kind of. Like there was like honestly, because even though like I probably won't have any magical powers and shit like that, but then again, like if you're saying like you just straight take from point A to point B, there's a pretty much a good chance you're not gonna appear in isekai into another world with powers if you're getting from point A to point B like that, unless reborn shit or some magic thing happens. Or if you're like Mare Haven, Magic and Romance, I believe it is, where the Earth is or their planet is smaller, so gravity is lesser, so you're immediately stronger, faster, and everything because your bones are denser and whatever. Beside the point. This is The Mountain King, which is the 90-minute movie, which I kind of would have liked if it was full length, if it was a full length season. Or maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. But even then, what they gave us is a really well-crafted movie. Like, Netflix knows how to hit this out of the park. Like I said before, like in 2020, like my number one show for that time was Kipo, Age of the Wonder Beast, and then it was like Yowl House. Amphibia was kind of low for those seasons, so like season 3. I'll put this one up there with Owl House, honestly, in this season. For right now, I'd put this right up there with Owl House. I don't know, maybe it's something about like the parent-child dynamic that I really love. But this one was really good, especially because last season, if you hadn't seen it, go watch that before you watch this movie. It ended on a giant cliffhanger where I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Or I was just like, and, which this continues on with it, and it is extremely heartbreaking in multiple scenes. Like, basically, it continues where last left off, where Hilda wakes up as a troll because, the troll mom switched their kids, basically, and it turns out, like, they even used, like, kind of actually, but not really, they used, the changeling myths, because, the whole thing with changelings, where, although it wasn't really, at least maybe it wasn't troll, I don't know. I know it's more Fae, that the Fae would, like, supposedly, the Fae would switch babies, with humans, and and that would be a changeling, and like the idea was that the Fae would have the humans raise their baby and maybe eat the human child. I'm not entirely sure. And they said like the only way to get your child back is to leave the baby out in the forest. But also, if I remember correctly, I'm not entirely sure, what they thought were changelings were actually, well, assuming nothing like that, a lot of times it was used for, a lot of times for the whole changeling baby was used for kids with autism, if I remember correctly, something like that. I remember it was something along the lines, because, back in the day, if you crushed up herbs and stuff and made medicine, you were a witch. If you were, not special needs, but, well, I guess either special needs or, what do you call it? had autism or something along those lines. You were touched by God or some things like that. Like you saw the face of God and it messed up your brain. And I just realized something because of my D&D. Anyways, beside the point. So, one, mythology is fun, but also kind of messed up in a lot of places. But on the other side of that, I like that they use that mythology for this. That was kind of cool. Hilda, I think, is a really awesome show, and I love it. But it basically, again, kids get swapped. Hilda's like, no. Why the hell? No. The troll mom's like, I need to do this because, bad things are happening around here and, I need to keep my baby safe. I'm like, so you put another child in danger? You're terrible. Mind you, I kind of understand. It's still a terrible thing. And then Hilda's mom finds this baby, is like, yeah, I want my child back. I want my kid. I want my daughter back. And then goes like a very heartbreaking story. Hold on, I need to turn this TV off because it's distracting me. It's a very it's a very heartbreaking story. It kind of reminds me a little bit, and like I'm not gonna say like, oh, it's just as good or whatever. But I honestly probably like this more. I don't know. I gotta rewatch American Tail. It kind of reminds me of American Tail because there's a lot of bits where it's like, oh, they just missed each other, or it just happened. And basically, to describe this, like, there's kind of multiple parts of this. It's Hilda trying to, first off, try to become human again after she meets another troll, which is a giant troll, which this giant troll is, like, in a cave full of bells, and he says, yeah, you do 3 things for me. I will break you free of this curse. And, you'll be able to go home. I'll make you human again. And then, Hilda goes, like, goes to her new troll mom, which, one thing I kind of like is at least, like, the troll mom is like, I will take care of you as my child and stuff like that. I'm like, that's good. And it's like, okay, this troll mom isn't like a heartless monster. Still not a good thing what she did. And even like Hilda's mom, even though she's angry and mad, she does take care of Baba, the baby troll. So anyways, there's 3 parts to it. Hilda trying to basically get do 3 things for this giant troll to help him get free of this cave, so he can then turn her human again. While Hilda's mom is going out into the wild, trying to find Hilda during the daytime and eventually during the nighttime, but it gets attacked by trolls, stuff like that. And then there's the safety patrol. Well, there's also Frida and I can't remember the other kid's name. Trying to find Hilda as well. You trying to use magic. Turns out there's troll magic and witch magic, and they don't necessarily mix. So that's kind of cool. I like that world building. I love this show's world building, honestly. And then there's the safety patrol guy, which I thought he was out of command for last season, but I guess not. He's like basically saying like, the trolls are going to attack, but don't worry, we have these elite truck. We have this elite truck that has a giant ray gun on the top that shoots sunlight and turns trolls to stone and just kill them. And we also have these ray guns that that one shot could turn a troll to stone for hours. And he says, people on the bells ringing, that'll immediately keep all the trolls away, stuff like that. What he doesn't tell the public, though, is that they only have one truck that's experimental and one ray gun that is also experimental that has not been tested. So he is a dumbass. And it's really funny. Not really funny, because there's a point where Hilda's mom kind of makes a deal. Here's the thing. I watched this movie, and like there are some movies even like shows I love and movies I love, where I'm like, that was a stupid decision. like 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 Hilda with the guy under the mountain. You're kind of looking at it like, okay, like this guy's gonna become a bad guy, or there's something with this guy, like he's probably evil or something like that. But also on the flip side of that, yeah, he's most likely, oh yeah, he's evil, but he's also Hilda's only lead on getting home. So I don't blame her for, falling for this, because she says, can't just send me home, take me home, and the troll mom's like, no. And so, like, yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna trust the giant soft-spoken guy in the freaking cave. I'm gonna trust him, honestly. Like, yeah, it's making a deal with the devil, but this devil is working better than the other one. It's still a deal with the devil, but still. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't blame Hilda for that. And even the mom, when I really do like the mom basically says, like, I need help saving Hilda, finding Hilda. So Frida and the other kid come up, they're like, we're here to help. And the mom's like, oh, you're so sweet. Drops them off at home and just goes, wait, what? And he goes, you guys are kids. I'm about to go into the wild where there's deadly trolls. Yeah, no, I'm not taking you. And I'm like, smart. And then she goes to the safety patrol, which I'm like, I would say maybe a dumb idea. But honestly, from what she understands and what the news is saying, the safety patrol apparently has many of those ray guns, and they don't. They have many of those trucks with the lights on it, which they don't. And they have everything under control. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I don't blame the mom for doing this. And also, like, and then, like, again, Hilda has to go on it. And basically this all conglomerates together into, like, this whole big thing. Like, Hilda also learns. I actually really like a lot of the things that, like, the world building with the trolls. Like, one, they show, like, when the bell's, like, on Hilda's nose and rings, which, call back to the first, we see physically, like, how it kind of hurts, or how it looks, at least, like, the aura coming off of the bell, hitting the trolls and, like, just completely flooring them. Like, yeah, that's kind of bad. Or, seeing kind of the troll culture of them just which I really like, actually, and I kind of really like the troll culture a little bit. And I like, because, like, the mom, the troll mom, she goes saying, like, I thought you would like being a troll, because all you do, you drink, eat, and wander. And, because here's the thing, if, like, I grew up in Chicago, I don't know, maybe if I grew up somewhere else, like, I'd have, like, oh, I want to go to the big city. For me, give me a giant forest plot of land, flashlight, maybe a sword. I don't know. I wouldn't want a gun, but I'm not saying I'm gonna go attack some deer. No, but just in case, like, maybe a knife at least, just in case I need to cut something. And I would just go explore the hell out of places. I probably don't even need the sword or weapon, though I probably would take at least a knife or a dagger. Just in case, because there are wolves out there. Mind you, pack of wolves against me, I'm probably dead. But still, I would love to explore. Like, that's probably one of the reasons why I love open world games, video games, is just exploring, just checking out all the different places. I love Breath of the Wild. It's not my favorite game, but it is probably my favorite video game world to just run around in. Like, that is a game where, like, I just want to explore and go around. And it's fun. Like, I barely ever use the warping, because I just liked exploring and stuff like that. So, I honestly, like, because, like, what Hilda at one point, because she has to get multiple things, and she has to get mead, troll mead for the other guy, because he said he's parched, the guy under the mountain. And oh wait, I was talking about, I guess this is part of the thing. And, like, they're like, okay, well, yeah, she eats a little bit of vegetables and stuff like that. and like, let me get something to drink. Start drinking, like, whoa, this is great. What is this? And he goes, that's troll mead. I'm like, oh, you just gave a kid okay. What is it? Like, I think, like, is it 15? I don't know. That's probably very wrong. But I know somewhere in Germany, like, the drinking age is very low. So, like, I don't know, from watching Encanto not that long ago, like, there's a kid who drinks coffee. Like, why is this kid drinking coffee? One, I hate coffee. Like, why is this kid drinking coffee? And one of my sisters go, they're Spanish. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, fine. I'm like, I'll take that answer, I guess. Similar thing, I'd imagine. But yeah, I'm just like, okay. But I love that bit. They kind of talk about the Troll King, who he's a troll. He was a troll that was building an army to basically knock down Trollberg. But he was defeated and supposedly died. Supposedly. We find out that trolls don't really have kids, but actually, like, there's like one mother. There is a mother troll that all trolls kind of spawn from. I don't know if trolls age. Like, will the baby troll ever become an adult troll, or are trolls just kind of born fully grown? That I'm not quite sure on. But it, like, I like that stuff, and it's really funny how, like, it took me to, like, the second vision, because there's a point where Hilda has a vision when she has to get this big orb thing. She has to get this big orb thing to the troll under the mountain to also I already said about it, but get the big orb thing to the troll under the mountain. Brings, and basically when she touches it, she just has a whole vision where she's human again. She walks up to this wall, and she walks up, hears her mom calling, and it looks like Trollberg. Walks up to it, giant wall comes up, she kicks it down, a bunch of little trolls come, they come and attack, and basically about to take her down. But then the ground breaks open as a giant version of her mom looks down and goes, Hilda, and I'm like, okay, that's creepy, and also, like, there's a lot of symbolism there, I'm sure. Like, you know, trolls trying to knock down the thing and stuff like that, humans attacking, stuff like that, or like maybe like that humans are the actual monsters and stuff like that. I was thinking, and then only till Frida had like a similar vision at one point, and I'm like, oh. Oh, spoilers, go watch this movie, I love it. I'm going to spoil something really big. Or, not really, but I think you can kind of guess where it's kind of going. And I was like, oh, like, that took me a minute to figure out. I'm like, until the second vision, I'm like, Actually, you know what? I don't want to spoil it. Basically, there's something very important under there. And the troll mom is a good one. That's right, I even give away a little too much, too. But I don't really want to spoil it too much. But it is a good show. I like this. The twist at the end was really good. I will say, like, at the very end, the humans and trolls, it was really good. And, like, I like kind of the approach to this. Because, one, first off, the bells don't work if you destroy them from long range. So that's the reason why this giant troll, when he breaks free, can save it. Also, the Mountain King, when he is revealed, I was like, I really don't like his design. But then when what happens to him happens to him, I'm like, you know what? I'm fine. I'm fine with that design dying. So I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. The ending is pretty good, but also kind of really messed up, though Hilda kind of elaborates on that. Like, there's a point where, like, basically the trolls and humans kind of make peace a bit, and once a night the trolls can wander into the town, into the center of the town, and, like, kind of, I don't want to spoil it, and even though I'm probably sure I already did, they wander into the town and kind of have a family gathering, I'll say. And that's cool, but also, like Hilda says, like, it's not perfect. And I'm like, yeah, it's not, because just for our world example, or American world example, that's like saying, okay, Native Americans, I know this was your land before, but, you know, we're kind of living here now. So, you know, and also a lot of us are extremely racist to you. So you get to come once a year, once a night, to kind of come here and have a get together with your family on your sacred land. But then you have to leave. Like, it's kind of really bad. But Hilda does say, at least Hilda does say, like, look, we know it's not perfect, and we know there's a ton of still racist people. But it's better than nothing for now. For now. And eventually, hopefully, humans and trolls will be able to live together in harmony. I like that. I like kind of like one. It's a little bit about racism. Like I'd imagine, at least. I don't know, unless I'm reading too far into that. There's things like when the Mountain King appears along with the trolls. There's kind of a silent protest. There's multiple protests in this. Like at one point, some of the kids are protesting, like, you know, trolls aren't evil. They're just misunderstood, really. And, you know, they're not evil. Like, you people are just demonizing them. And I like that because they kind of walk out of class. And the teacher kind of smiles when that happens because they were listening to propaganda before about, like, trolls are evil. And it's like, they're not. So, and the teacher smiles at that and also even defends her students or kids when some people are like, oh, you kids don't know nothing, those trolls are evil. And like what was your teacher saying? Like, their teacher's proud of them. Get the hell out of my school. I like that. Like, mind you, I'm someone who hated school. I really did. And so, like, a lot of kids media, and I'm sure a lot of kids do, do paint teachers as, you know, oh, they're the oppressors and shit like that. I do like that this shows that there's some good teachers. I'm not saying, like, all teachers are bad, or not even saying, like, a majority of them are bad. That's not true. They're underpaid, understaffed, and they do a shit ton for their kids. And kids know that, but also do know that there are some shitty teachers, but know that if they're telling you, no, don't stand on your desk or don't write on the table, that's probably not a shitty teacher. You're just a shitty kid. Beside that, I like when they kind of, like, this teacher I would probably put up there as one of the better teachers, animated teachers, along with, like, Principal Bump from the Owl House. Again, like, they take interest in, like, you know, wanting to help their kids and stuff like that, and I liked this. This was cool. But yeah, like, this was fun. This is really, I like this one a lot. Although I will say towards the very end, like, Hilda kind of goes, after the trolls attack Trollberg, Hilda goes, this is my fault. I'm like, no, don't you dare say some stupid don't say stupid crap like that. Don't. Just don't. This is not your fault, Hilda. This is anything but your fault. You literally were trying to get back to your mom, which also when the mom and, like, Hilda pass each other by when Hilda's a troll at one point, it's so heartbreaking. And, like, I do kind of like that they've had it to where, oh yeah, now the mom could hear the mom troll and Hilda could talk between trolls and humans, which is cool. But also, I was like, how heartbreaking would have been, like, you know, they still couldn't talk. I'm like, but anyways, it was still cool, and it was heartbreaking seeing that, like, that transformation kind of thing. It is cool though that Hilda kind of did start enjoying kind of being a troll at one point. I'm like, that's kind of cool, like, seeing, you know, she does match well with them. Like, again, like, one thing of the culture was, like, Hilda says when she takes the mead to the giant troll, she goes, I'll be back. Like, I'm gonna go wander a bit. And she goes back, like, sorry for wandering. And, like, the troll goes, well, you know, you know, like, why do you apologize about wandering? Like, that's just part of their culture, is going out and wandering. I'm like, I like that. I like that. I want to go wandering. I guess I can, but I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know. It feels cool, like, in that kind of world where it's like, okay, there's a lot of unopened, untamed spaces and stuff like that. Here, not so much. You go wandering in a forest district, which is pretty much already mapped out, and I don't know. I want to go. Maybe when I move to Texas, like, maybe there's some places I can wander, explore. You know what? I probably don't really need a knife. I would still need a knife just in case for any kind of thing. But I probably a walking stick. A walking stick I would need. But yeah, like, this was cool. I like this. I like this movie a lot. The opening was actually really nice too. But it was cute. It was nice. It was warm. The story built on top of each layer, which I really like, from the government, or in this case, the safety patrol, like kind of demonizing their enemy when they're not really an enemy. They just wanted them gone. To also, you know, thinking like, oh no, we have weapons, we have this and this, and when they don't. And that leads to Hilda's mom being like, okay, look, I need your guys' help. You have the technology to fight these things. Which also I really liked. I don't really like, but it was a point where dumbass cop, he goes, oh yes, these trolls rather turn to stone than face me. I'm like, get inside that mountain. Like, when a point where he's like, I want to find a way inside this mountain. I'm like, get inside that mountain, please, where the sun can't touch these trolls, where they can beat the hell out of you. You don't have to die, but I want to at least see you with a stone fist. But yeah, like, again, like, and also, like, when Hilda said, oh, you know, it's my fault. I'm like, it isn't. It's, if anything, it's the troll mom's fault for this. Or really, it's the racism. Really, it's the racism's fault. But the troll mom is not, is still a heavy part of the thing. Because there are some bits where it's like the racist kids versus the non-racist kids in the class. They go, I heard they steal babies. They steal children and babies. And I'm like, that's not wrong. Like, that isn't wrong. They do that. Like, this whole movie isn't that. So I'm like, I was like, I don't like that. I don't. And then what was it? There was another thing. Like, they said, oh, you know, the trolls are gonna build an army to try to take Trollberg. And I'm like, some of them are. Yeah, I guess you're right. And I'm like, shit. I'm like, it's not, obviously, like, even, like, the troll mom says, like, Hilda says, like, shouldn't you all you trolls be friends or whatever? Like, are you all friends with all humans? And Hilda goes, point taken. like, yeah, like, there's racism and shit here. And now imagine if there was, like, some kind of monsters outside your door. Like, yeah, humans, even though they're like, oh, we hate those, but goddamn it, we still hate each other. Like, oh, God. And, yeah, that's why I was just like, and even then, like, I'll say, like, even certain things, like, maybe this is, like, a really good allegory for some racism, I bet. Like, it does kind of ramp Native American stuff like that, you know, go back to cowboy times, or back to those times, they'll say, oh, those savages come into our lands and steal our cattle and kill and stuff like that, and it's like, yeah, that is true, but they're doing it because you stole their land and killed their people first. Like, yeah. So like, I tie that to that kind of shit where it's like, oh, you know, oh, their land or whatever. It's like, okay, they're like, oh yeah, like the trolls steal babies and are building an army. Yeah, because you dumbasses did horrible shit to them before, and they're living on their land. Like, it's not well, I would say it's not justifiable. What's justifiable really is dependent on person to person. Because, you know, we say not to kill, and we shouldn't kill people, but then we go to war and, you know, the death penalty. So, like, there's hypocrisy in a lot of that shit. But yeah, let's see. Teacher is happy for non-racist kids. Troll mead, I want to try. Troll mom, big day tomorrow. Got to teach you how to be a troll. At me as Hilda. Oh, that's nice, but I want to go home. Send me home. Like, I don't give a shit. They need something to look towards, not practical solutions. Officer dumbass. What's this? The deputy. That's a gun. And I'd be worried too if he picked that up. It was a light gun, but still. You feel... Oh, yeah, when the dumbass cop goes, you see this? They're cowards because they turn to stone instead of fight me. And to me, I'm like, I feel like that's both racist as well as cowardly. And then also, like, the trolls' big planning wasn't even like that, you know, they're going to break into Trollberg and destroy shit. No, it was that they were going to... That basically they kind of did, like, a silent protest where, like, they kind of just stand there, they occupy space, and they had the cops attack. So, to kind of show, like, yeah, that's the bad people. We're not doing shit. Like, yeah, we broke some property, but that's it. We didn't take any lives. They probably took some lives when they threw giant boulders at the bells and destroyed them. Maybe. There was no mortality rate seen. But yeah, Troll Kid, I collect. Oh, because trolls apparently all collect. I'm gonna use like a lot of these ideas, some of these ideas in Owlwolf Town. Which, funny enough, I was looking at Trollberg, and I'm looking at Trollberg for a minute, and I'm like, did I subconsciously have Owlwall Town inspired by Trollberg? You know, I'm looking at like the giant walls around them and stuff to keep monsters and demons out, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, I think I might have accidentally been inspired by Trollberg. While looking at it, I'm like, I'm like, I don't know. Thoughts get mixed up in my brain. Maybe it was intentional, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Like, inspiration, literally, I will have an inspiration for something, make it, and then completely forget where that inspiration was and just keep running with the idea in my own direction. That has happened many times. Giant Troll, most likely the Mountain King, but honestly, what other choice did Hilda have? Oh yeah, Giant Troll. Also, Troll on the Mountain, Mountain King. King Arthur was also known as the King Under the Mountain. It very much ties to like German and like I believe British mythologies. So that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Like there is like legend of like the king under the mountain, like a king that is sleeping will only reappear once, you know, their country or their land is in jeopardy and stuff. It's a pretty cool mythology kind of thing that I like. The Mother of Trolls. Yeah, the Mother of Trolls is badass. I love her. Like, she is a good mother and also a good person in general. Trolls get annual night to come. Yeah. Pretty messed up. Hilda acknowledged that people are still racist. Hilda has 2 moms now. Oh yeah, at the very end, like it's kind of like Hilda has 2 moms at the very end because even though you know every so often you know trolls come in, but like Hilda's mom takes care of Baba as well as Hilda, as well as the troll mom takes care of Baba, the baby troll, as well as Hilda, as well a few nights, and they explore out in the wild, which is something that Hilda wanted from the beginning. Like, that's the reason why she didn't want to come to Trollberg. She wanted to live out still in the wild and stuff like that. So now she has her 2 moms that can take care of her in both sides. And I'm like, I kind of like that. I honestly would have kind of liked, though, if, like, there was, I don't know, some kind of troll charm that Hilda could have had, where it was like, okay, you know, you put this on, or even maybe Baba had, too, where, like, you know, you put that on and, like, you know, Hilda can become a troll every so often, or maybe like during the nighttime or some annual time or something. Maybe even as a gift from the troll mom or something like that. I feel like that would have been kind of cool. Like, that way, like, she could be just a full troll, you know, at nighttime and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of badass. Probably going to use that idea somewhere. But, yeah, this was cool. I like this a lot. I like this movie a lot. Mind you, I would have liked a little bit more of seeing more Hilda as a troll, or maybe, like, Hilda interacting with people as a troll a bit more in Trollberg and stuff like that. I feel like that would have been kind of cool. I liked the imagery of, like, the bells ring, like, that that pulse of sound was pretty cool. The horde of the Mountain King was pretty badass. The mythology of it, and I don't know, I feel like a lot of people, because I love when there's shows that are mixed with their culture and stuff like that. Like, I love Okami. God, I love Okami. The video game. And only till, like, more recent years, mind you, it's probably like maybe 5 years by now, like, I learned more about Japanese mythology and stuff like that on top of that. So, and, like, I have the game again. I want to play it when I move fully. Maybe I'll do a Let's Play, but who knows. Because I want to play again knowing all the mythology behind everything. Like, the whole thing with Nagi or Susano, but obviously some myths are a little bit different. Like, Amaterasu, Susano, and Tsukiyomi are not brothers and sisters in this case. One's a goddess, a fraction of the god Shiranui. The other one's a human who's descended from a legendary hero, Nagi, as well as who's also, is a Nagi instead of being the king of gods, or the highest god, or primordial god, or whatever. And then Tsukiyomi is a sword instead of the god of the moon. But there's a lot of mythology in there, and I kind of really want to go back and look through that. I love stuff like that. I feel like a lot of European, German, and all those kind of mythologies kind of got mixed in way too much with fantasy, so you can't really separate the two too much, or you can't really see the difference, like, oh, that's just fantasy. This, I feel, very much is that German, European, mythology. Like, this is, Hilda is kind of the Okami of that kind of mythology, where it is more specifically that mythology, instead of just being a random bosh of, random ideas, or just stuff like, okay, yeah, dragon. I think there was a dragon at one point. But, God, I've been talking for almost as long as the movie. I didn't mean for that to happen. But yeah, this movie is great. I liked it. Definitely check it out. I like, it's on Netflix. Go check out the whole series. It's a really damn good series. It sucks seeing this series go, because it is really good. But honestly, I'm putting it up there as number one with the Owl House. I'm putting them two right next to each other for the end of my favorite shows of 2021 is the year, this year. This will probably be my last review for this year. But it was good. I'll wait till next year before I watch Arcane. I want Hilda to be the bookend of this year. But yeah, this was good. I like this show a lot. I put this as, again, number one at the Owl House right now. Amphibia, it's wavering. It's always been wavering. I still say Owl House is number one along with this. But yeah, I like this show a lot. I really enjoy it. When the Mystery Shack opens up, I need to get a twig plush. I don't need to, but I want it. Yeah, it's cute, and I like this. Check out Owl Town when the next episode comes out. I think there should be a link around here. I can't remember if I had some. I have the links right now. I have an Owl Town Twitter right now, but it's not. It's literally at Owl Town or Owlwolf Town. Owlwolf Town. Owlwolf Town. Owlwolf Town. Owlwall Town is the. Anyways, Owlwolf Town when that comes out. I like this show a lot. I love it. I like the mythology around it. I love that this is honestly like a modern day world built in a fantasy setting, and it feels like it. And I think that's kind of cool. I like that a lot. I really like that a lot. This feels like this world was built around this idea of this stuff, and I like it. So much in the comments below. Thanks for watching. True videos that I've done. Links are on my Facebook, Twitter, true videos. Watch this show. It's so good. Maybe we'll get more, hopefully. I would love that. I need to keep reading the books now. But thanks for watching, true videos, and all those books are pretty good too. And we will. See you later. Also, if you see, there's a really funny picture of Hilda apparently beating all of these other cartoon characters on Twitter. I've seen it a year ago. It's really funny, but also I'm like, why? But also that's kind of really funny. A lot of people got really mad about that, but it's kind of funny. Also, how the hell did she beat Kipo?